سلام بچه‌ها، خوش اومدین به این ویدیو. من فزی ام و امروز با امیر اومدم تا یه ویدیو خیلی خفن با هم دیگه داشته باشیم. تعریفی نمی‌ذارم، چنل امیر توی توضیحات ویدیو هست و چنل من اگه برای اولین بار اومدین حتما سابسکرایب کنید و اینستاگرام من با آیدی عمو فزی که اینجا میاد رو فالو کنید. وقتتون نمیگیرم، بریم سراغ ویدیو.
Like most girls my age, I was interested in clothes, boys, and clothes that'll get me noticed by boys.
دختر عاشق پسر است.
Wanted to get the attention of was one of the rich preps who wouldn't turn to look at you if you weren't wearing brand name clothes that cost more than what any high school student could make in a month from part-time jobs. Because that's what he was now that I look back on it. To be honest, I can't remember why I was crushing so hard on him, other than that he was rich and moderately good-looking. I must have been a weird, stupid kid back then, especially considering the lengths I resorted to in a desperate bid for his attention. I wanted to get my hands on some exclusive limited edition clothes to impress Dick. You know, the kind that
خیلی دوست داره با پسر رفیق بشه. چرا بهش نمیگه؟ دخترها این وضعیو دارن دیگه، نمیرن به پسری که ازشون خوششون میاد نمیگن. تو خارج هم مثلا اینطوریه دارن.
Before it's released for a chance of buying it at a higher price than what most people make in a month. It's stupid, and I knew it was stupid.
چقدر بود قیمتش؟ $3,999 $4,000.
I was willing to put my better judgment aside just for him. Still, I had neither the time nor the money to do what needed to be done to get stuff like that. My parents sure as hell wouldn't let me use their money for such a stupid reason anyways. So instead, I tried looking for them secondhand online for a price that I could afford a part-time babysitting job.
من هیچ وقت نمیتونم لباس دست دو بپوشم. تو میتونی؟
نه نمیشه، حس خوبی نداره.
آره انگار مثلا قبلا طرف باش خیلی کارا کرده، رفته دستشویی، اصلا یه چیز خیلی عجیبیه. اصلا نمیتونم هر چیزی رو بگم ولی خیلی حس بدیه.
With that, a lot of the sellers were trying to make money by selling the items for more than they bought them for, so the prices were even more ridiculous than they would have been fresh off the rack. I remember once reading that stolen goods could be found being sold on the dark web for cheap.
The sellers
wanted to get rid of them as quickly as possible. So I decided to try my luck there.
تو ایران هم همچین وسایلی هستش خیلی جا، درسته؟
Into the deep web using a Tor browser.
داره میره دیپ وب. داره میره دارک وب.
Stolen goods on sale. I was able to find some of the exclusive clothes that I was interested in. The prices were only barely any better than the retail price though, and some of them had stains that I didn't want to think about too much. After a while, I was just about ready to give up trying to impress Dick with clothes I clearly couldn't afford.
ببینید این میخواد با لباساش پسره رو تحت تاثیر قرار بده، ولی اصلش اینه که پسره بدون لباس تحت تاثیر قرار میگیره. این خیلی مهمه.
Things would have turned out so much better for me if I had done that. But right before I closed the Tor browser and got back to my life, an ad popped up on the corner of the screen. Several ads like it had popped up every now and then as I browsed the deep web. I ignored most of them, but I decided on a whim to take a look at this one before I closed the browser.
کردیت کارت. فروش کارت های دوزیه.
For as cheap as $25. This piqued my interest. I thought I'd be able to buy the clothes online using someone else's credit card if I just bought the credit card info for a measly $25. I probably should have known that there would be a catch, but I was too blind
$25 میتونی کارت بگیری که توش کلی پوله ولی دزدی کارته.
To be disappointed. After buying the equivalent of $25.
فکر کن کارت همون پسر رو بخره مثلا. خیلی عجیب میشه اینجوری.
I was ready to go on a shopping spree. I won't say what the name of the person who's reasons that'll become obvious. For the sake of the story, I'll just call him John Doe. John Doe was loaded. I must have bought over $10,000 worth of stuff without maxing out his credit card. I was ecstatic that I hit the jackpot. Even after Dick promptly blew me off in favor of dating some girl from a family even richer than his, I kept using John Doe's credit card to buy just about whatever I wanted online. I never had them sent to me. There's an abandoned house in my neighborhood that I used as the billing address for stuff I bought. The yard was a bit overgrown, but other than that it still looked livable enough that someone who didn't know any better would assume that the homeowner was just too lazy to cut their grass. I was pretty small for a teenager, so I was able to squeeze through a tiny window in the back of the house to sneak inside. When the day of an expected I'd go to the house.
داستان چیه؟
لباسایی که سفارش داده لباس اومده اونجا میره تو خونه که لباس رو
they were
بگیره.
gone and stuff it inside my bag going home with a smile on my face. Things were perfect. Then, one day, as I was waiting in the house for an overpriced jacket, someone knocked on the door. I thought it was just the courier at first. I waited in silence for them to give up and just place the package on the door before leaving. But then, they kept knocking.
همینجوری داره در میزنه داستان داره عجیب میشه.
On the door while shouting at John Doe to open the door. I got scared at the mention of John Doe's name.
اون مرد است که کارتشو برداشته صابه
and had them delivered to that house. Whoever was on the other side must have tracked my transactions made under
وای خیلی عصبانیه.
were being delivered. They thought that I was John Doe and they did not sound happy with him. As I sat frozen in panic on a dusty couch trying to figure out what to do, a loud bang rang out from the other side.
صدای تفنگ بود؟
شیشه شکست اومد.
یه گلدون تیکه تیکه شده. صدای گلوله وای فکر کنم اینو بکشه. داره فرار میکنه. حقیقته باید فرار کنی. شت خیلی ترسناکه.
I read on the news that a man by the name of John Doe had died in a hit for stealing money from the mob.
شت یه مرد به اسم جان دو یعنی همون کسی که صاحب کارت بود بخواد دزدی از مافیا کشته شده. یعنی این دختره داشته پولیو میکشیده که واسه مافیا بوده و باعث شده اینو بکشن چون این جان دو دیگه پول نداشته بهشون بده. مافیا اینو کشته به خاطر اینکه این دختره داشته کارت رو استفاده میکرده. چه کار سنگینی. چقدر عجیب چه داستانی.
After what almost happened to me there, I don't think I'll ever return to that house or the dark web.
میگه دیگه هیچ وقت دارک وب نمیرم. وای بچه‌ها چه داستانی بود. اصلا خیلی داستان پیچیده شد. آخرش خیلی عجیب بود. به خاطر یه کاری که یه نفر داره انجام میده باعث شده یه نفر دیگه بمیره یه جای دیگه دنیا. و این نشون میده این اثر پروانه‌ایه. یعنی با یه کار کوچیک تو زندگیت ممکنه آیندهت یه جای تغییر کنه و این خیلی دیگه داستانو پیچیده کرد. برای بچه‌ها اگه از این سبک داستانا از انیمیشن ترسناک خوشتون میاد یه پلیلیست به شما اینجا داره نمایش داده میشه که اگه روش کلیک کنید میتونید ویدیوهای ترسناک و انیمیشن‌های ترسناک ببینید. کانال من امیر میتونید سابسکرایب کنید. کانال امیر تو توضیحات ویدیو هستش و عاشقتونم و دمتون گرم. فسمن برای همیشه.